with Mellifluence here. Unbelievable. He's given us some big time perfumer secrets. We're going to be doing tinctures today, macerations today. We're going to do a full ambergris tutorial. I got mine. He's got his. What do you think about that, Alex?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. And I think it's a really helpful thing to do for people. It's one of the most common questions I get is how to make the tinctures and also how to reduce them down. But we can maybe talk about that later too.
Absolutely. I'm standing up, starting my other camera. So.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the first time I've ever done multi. It's an important video. Oh, let me get my ambergris.
Okay.
How many grams are we doing? I want a maceration and a tincture from this.
Okay, so how much ethanol do you have, or do you want to make? How much do you want to make, really?
That's ambergris. I have about 20 grams I'm willing to use for this.
Yeah. So if you're going to do 10% is kind of quite a good medium. 20% you're going to get a strong ambergris. 5% it can be useful for perfumeries, but I find it a bit too mild for my purposes. So maybe between 10 and 20, whatever you prefer.
10% today, so I can try other things.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll get 20 grams, and I'm going to just put it in here.
Excellent.
Weigh it.
Let's see how much I have here too. I don't have a lot. I did all of my macerations and tinctures. Yeah, I only have just over a gram here. So I'm going to do quite a small one while you do the bigger one. Yeah, I have like just about 1.2 grams here.
Yeah, I waited for the camera.
Sure.
At 20, just over 20. And that's, I don't know, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Sweet. And then I did the test. I showed that on Instagram.
Oh, excellent.
With the pen, how it's rock right now. And then I put a heated pen in it and black.
Yeah, it instantly turns into liquid. What I have 3 different types, really just small offcuts of what I had left. So it's a small piece of white, a small piece of brown, and a small piece of black, which I'm going to do all together. I'm just going to make a combined tincture and then turn it into an absolute later.
Okay, well, do I just smash now?
Yeah, I would. Like this is what I have, the piece, not very big, just a gram, very white, really nice smelling. Yeah, so what you can do, just get it in your grinder, your pestle and mortar, and just punch away. Watch out for little bits flying out.
Oh, this is easier than frankincense.
Yeah, much easier, because it's pretty much a wax, a fatty wax, so it should...
Obviously, I'll put this on fast play.
And it dust quite easily. The only issue is sometimes it can form into a flat mass if you don't keep it moving. If it has a little bit too much moisture, if you keep smashing it, you can get it all pretty small. And you're not really going to get this into a super fine dust, and it doesn't matter if you have small pebbles of this. I say pebbles, I mean, ideally you want it smaller than pebbles, but if you can get it pretty much as fine as possible. Mine's pretty much done. I don't have much there.
My hands are sore from yesterday.
Yeah. How are you managing with yours?
Well, 20 grams, there was quite a lot of it.
Yeah. These little tools come in quite handy as well for if you're using a knife, and just also to clean the equipment a little bit, get the ambergris off. I often use a knife to do it, but this pestle and mortar is so much quicker. Yeah, you just run the risk of kind of grinding a little bit into a mortar, especially if it's not quite as shiny as granite or marble.
Some are still big.
Yeah, just keep trying to get it fine. I've got mine here. You might be able to see it's quite
wow.
There's not a lot of it. Like, I've got just over a gram. You've got 20 there, so obviously yours is going to take a little longer. But what I'll do now with mine is just pour it out on a sheet of card. This just makes it easier to transfer into the bottle, I find. But yeah, you'll probably be left with a little bit stuck to your mortar at the end because it's so fatty. Get most of it off, and it's not a problem with cross-contamination of, say, frankincense. If your next thing you're going to crush is going to be in there, it's going to lend a nice scent to that as well.
I just boiled this to clean it from frankincense.
Oh, okay, right.
I'm like, I should have done ambergris first, because then it would be just beautiful.
Yeah, it almost follows suit of like the distillers, that the copper pots build up more aroma over time. Like the Indian herbalists who blend their herbs in the pestle and mortar say the older the mortar is, the more scent it gathers as well for future dishes.
But it doesn't only works with ambergris though, right? It won't, like those resins just are maple sticky. So
they are really sticky. If they're a powder, and say for example some frankincense got into your ambergris, it's really not going to hinder the process at all. It's just going to lend a pleasant aroma. If you filter it, you're going to get any pieces out or anything, and it might actually assist it, because the frankincense has a really sticky resin, and that can actually help possibly make it a more malleable substance at the end. So it's really good to experiment with things like this as well, doing 2 tinctures at once, say frankincense and amber together. It'll yield some interesting results.
I only have a few small pebbles.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just keep going?
That should be fine. When it goes into the alcohol, as long as it's small pieces, it's going to pretty much turn into a very soft dust. You won't even notice any pebbles in it once it's in the ethanol for a little bit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you get a lot on there. Yeah, that's where this comes in handy. You need something to scrape that. Oh, very nice. Yeah, that's good.
And you put it in like a paper to pour in?
Yeah, so I've put mine just on a piece of card here.
Okay.
And what I'll do is just fold this card and then pour it into my bottle here.
Okay.
So
let me get a piece of paper.
Sure. And there's a really interesting smell from these 3 ambergrisses together. Ooh, it's got the barnyard of the black ambergris in this, with the lovely white oceanic smell of the white ambergris. So with this paper,
Oh man, it's stuck in there.
yeah, those tools come in really handy. If you have maybe wooden tools, would be better for your thing. Yeah, that's going to help, definitely. So I'm pouring mine into the glass here.
To speed things up, I will use that powder for other. I'm going to highlight my macerations, other macerations I'm doing.
Yeah, sure.
And then I'll use this for the main stuff we're doing now.
Excellent. Yeah. So I have mine here. It's just a small tincture, not a great deal in the bottom here. So this is going to make just maybe 6 ml of ambergris. So I might do 10 ml because I'm going to reduce this, make it about 10% or even perhaps a little bit lower, because this will be turned into a resinoid afterwards.
Yeah, that's amazing. This is fun, actually.
Yeah, I like doing this.
Trying to get this on camera is not as fun because you're wearing.
That's it. Yeah. If you make a little fold in the paper, kind of like this, you might help with just getting everything going exactly in.
This is the good stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
So does it fill the room with a nice smell?
Well, if you want the truth, my room is packed with castor.
Yeah.
I graded it yesterday and left it overnight to dry just a bit more. So.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, that's good. That's a really big amount in there. You might struggle to make that 10%. That looks at least 20.
Multiple bottles. Remember, I'm doing a few.
Oh, okay. Oh, right.
I just put it in one bottle, pour another.
Right.
So to do 10%, we want to do. This goes up to 100 ml. Well, 125.
Yeah.
So technically 10 grams in each bottle, right?
Yeah.
And then is it 90% juice or 100% juice?
90% juice. That'll make your straight up 10%.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll weigh mine as well. I'm going to go quite loose on mine. This is the bottom of this bottle is a little bit wide for my scales. So unless I prop it up with something, I'm just going to visually do mine because it's going to become a resinoid anyway. And the more liquid, the better when making a resinoid. So I'm just going to go straight ahead and do 50% of this bottle.
So I still have 2 grams left in this bowl.
Okay. Excellent. So I have mine here. I just put the ethanol in, and you can see straight away, I don't know if you can see so well here, but a small haze starts to develop just above the ambergris, like the oil's immediately coming out of the ambergris. And it's one of the musks that's a lot quicker to tincture and macerate.
Which one should I make more rocky?
More rocky, the tincture.
Okay, and then the look how powdery for the maceration.
Yeah, the powdery, the more powdery, the better for the maceration. And the rocky bits can be disintegrated easy with the ethanol.
Okay, if I told you what this ethanol is, you might get... So this is a lychee alcohol.
Oh, very nice.
It has notes of rose and vanilla.
Oh, cool. That's going to be a really interesting combination. Oh, excellent.
Yeah, this alcohol is changing everything.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. Mine's quite a simple, undernatured wheat ethanol. This is 96%. Yeah.
Yeah, these alcohols, I'm telling you that I think they're a secret. Nobody's using.
Yeah.
And here we go, telling all our secrets. So there's
Excellent. Yeah. Then give it a little shake up, and you can keep doing this regularly every day. Bit of a shake. And it's going to help. Keeping it in a warm place helps as well. What I sometimes do, I have heaters around the house that I can rest them on. Like just behind me is a heater here. And I've got to be really careful about doing this because I've spilled a few down the back of heaters. Is just let it rest on a heater somewhere quite warm. That'll help. 40 degrees maximum, ideally.
I have one of the magnetic heat stirrers.
Oh, excellent. That's perfect. Yeah, that's going to really help a lot.
Cheating, but so for sandalwood, I have a really nice Mysore from 2002. I have a royal sandalwood is which I wanted to use. It's got a real spicy.
Uh-huh.
And then I have an Indian. What would you personally use out of those three?
Usually it really depends what I'm making it for. Like the deep buttery Mysore is going to get a really nice creamy sandalwood, and you might want to go with perhaps grey or brown sandalwood with the creamy Mysore. This is just my personal opinion because those notes they're gonna veer more towards the base creamy elements. If you have a light Mysore, the white one is gonna interact with that in a more interesting way, I feel. But that's just my personal opinion. I mean, whatever type you decide to go with it, it's going to end up in a pleasant maceration, I'm sure.
So you have the three to choose from. Would you choose the Mysore?
Which ones did you say again? Yeah, the 2002 Mysore, a royal.
Heartwood Mysore, yeah, it's very nice. And then Royal Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Hawaiian sandalwood, which is spicy.
Yeah.
And then I have, what was the other one that I Indian, just an Indian.
I think I would actually go with the Hawaiian. I find it more interesting because it was a little bit newer to me, and I find it has a more refined quality to it. Mysore often veers towards a kind of earthiness, which I love. It's very pleasant, but the Hawaiian just seems to have more woody complexities that interest me more. So I think with white, personally, I would choose Royal Hawaiian.
Here we go. Oh, it's such a spicy profile on this.
Yeah.
Pouring oils makes me so nervous, but I'm getting better.
There's actually, I think, 3 or 4 types of Hawaiian sandalwood.
Where do you find it?
Yeah.
I've only found one.
Yeah, most commonly there is one, I even forget the botanical names of them at the moment, but there's 4 species. One is apparently extinct, and there are 3. I think it's paniculatum is the most common one that we're likely to get, Santalum paniculatum. Then there's 2 others, and they're very uncommon. Excellent. So with this one, it's much better I find, give it a bain-marie, so a bath in warm water, a double pan. So you have one pan on the heat with a bowl or another pan inside of it where you'll put your ambergris bottle, and you can directly have it in the water as well, just not where the heat's going to heat the ambergris up too much. What I generally do is have a pan, I'll heat up to the temperature where I can put my finger in without it burning me, but it's on that borderline. Then take it off the heat, put the ambergris bottle in there, halfway submerged, and just leave it until it cools down, and then repeat, take it out, shake it up. You'll find the first time the ambergris will dissolve completely in there. And what you can do as well, a little trick, it's to let the oil absorb as much of the sandalwood, as much as the ambergris as possible, is freeze it afterwards. So this requires a borosilicate bottle because that fluctuation in temperature could shatter. Yeah, that'll be perfect. With mine, I couldn't do it, but mine's tincture, so I won't be doing it in this bottle. But what you can do afterwards is get it, so take it out of the pan, put it straight into the freezer with as much contact on the ice and cold things like say a bag of frozen vegetables or something you could put over it on the ice straight away to super cool it. So this will super saturate the ambergris in the oil, so it can take in more of the ambergris than it usually would be able to. And you might find that there's no sediment after this in your ambergris. It's just disappeared into the oil, and your oil will become black or brown. So this is the quickest way to make a maceration, and it works really well. You get a really nice aroma from it. And then after that, you can just keep it in a warm climate. It doesn't really matter so much on the climate. Allow it to mature, and then it'll reach its peak maturity after perhaps 6 months to a year.
Which one, a year or 6 months? That's a big difference.
It really depends. Usually what I'll do, I'll smell them as time goes by, and you just notice a change in it. I find castoreum is one of the most obvious ones where that change occurs in the oil. You can just smell like it becomes alive. Civet, it's harder to tell with civet. Deer musket, it's quite prominent. You notice the scent will change from kind of perhaps dirty, earthy, urine-like to a kind of sparkling, very interesting, clean, musky element. But it depends. All the musks can be different, and each piece can be a little different.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll venture into the other tinctures. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll talk about tincturing.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you for the ambergris lesson. That was huge.
Yeah, no
and
problem.
You own the comments in this video. People, this is one of the most humblest guys, helpful guys.
Really, Brandon.
If you have any questions, ask away.
Yeah, very happy to answer. Very happy to engage.
He's devoted to the natural cause and pushing things forward and
for sure.
learning together. All right, cool.